manufacturing is different, but it is still the basis, the strong part of our economy. What's it going to be in the future? How are we going to do it? We've heard a lot of this today. Innovation and a highly skilled workforce is the key. But I want to take a minute on the innovation side and point out that when we talk about innovation from a manufacturer standpoint, we're talking about innovation in markets, we're talking about innovation in products, we're talking about innovation in processes to make the products, we're talking about innovation in management practices, as well as innovation in how do you get that highly skilled workforce that we're talking about that we need to have. So we need to cover all of those areas when we talk about innovation and not in any way limit ourselves to I don't want to say the high-tech side, but just the very new biotech kind of things. You know, there's a lot of parts to this. And one of the areas that we can see right now where that's happening is with CONNSTEP. By the way, you mentioned the clusters before and what happened with that. I have to put in a thing on that. There was a manufacturing cluster which DECD happened to call the metal cluster. They got us all excited, and we got a lot of people together, did a lot of work on it. They gave us $40,000 with a promise of another $200,000. They never gave us the rest of the money. I can tell you what happened to the cluster down the tube. However, on the other hand, CONNSTEP is working in all the areas we just talked about. They're working in markets, they're working in products, they're working in processes, and they're working in management. So that all of those key things that we talked about are things that CONNSTEP is working in right now. And so they've helped companies develop, you know, and there's some specific examples here, including green technology. You know, and green technology is a lot bigger than what you might think about. You know, there's a lot of recycling. I come out of the steel industry, so I think of the steel industry recycling. Unfortunately, we called it the junkyard business. You know, it doesn't sound so high-tech, but it is recycling. And so there's a lot of things that have to do with recycling if you go back to that model of markets, products, processes, and management styles. So you'll see later on, one of our things specifically that we're going to say is quit cutting CONNSTEP. In fact, up the money.
A lot of it has to do with being lean in manufacturing. We talk a lot about lean, and the things that Jerry had touched on are things that my small company has embraced in when it comes to recycling, when it comes to implementing workflow procedures, eliminating waste. We've done all of those things, as well as most manufacturers have in the state, if not all, because that's really one of the key factors to our survival as a small manufacturer, is to embrace a lot of these programs, much of which we found success with working with CONNSTEP.